Hi there, my name is Peter Janis, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the JPC Direct Box. Yep, this is a radial DI box designed for computers or for what we call pre-compressed audio files. This doesn't mean compressed as far as data. What it means is that they're limited, they've been processed like a CD or something like that. So in other words, this DI box is not designed for a bass guitar or an acoustic guitar. It's designed for pre-made tracks that have already been processed, have already been gone and mastered and all that stuff, and they need to then be produced. Now you don't have to worry about that with your computer. You can run, standard audio tracks or anything else. It's just not an instrument DI box. Okay? There's the JPC, and you can see it. What you've got is you've got 1/4-inch inputs, you've got RCA inputs. These all act as throughs, by the way, and there's also a little mini 3.5 millimeter or 1/8 inch TRS connector right here. So that gives you a choice. There's LEDs here that tell you that the phantom power is on. This is stereo, so there's 2 LEDs, so there's one for each channel. And essentially you've got a ground lift on it and some XLRs, and away you go. So it's a really simple, straight up unit. The output of this goes to a mixing console. It's designed to go to the mic level input of a mixing console, all right? So you would plug this right into a mixer, as we show right here. And what's important to understand is that mic levels, okay, are actually quite low. So we're coming in at a computer level, which is about a -10 dB level, nominal, and then we drop that down to a mic level. So it is designed to go into the mic level of a mixer, just as you would connect a microphone or a regular direct box, okay? So that's what a DI box does. It's just like a microphone except for it's the electronics. Now inside, so you can see here's the JPC and here's inside, what you've got are a whole bunch of little widgety things. You've got some transformers and you've got some different audio circuits, okay? So the idea here with this guy is that when the signal comes in, it passes through this, away it goes. Now it gets its power from phantom power. Every mixer today and every mixer that's been built for the last 15 to 20 years has phantom power. You turn that on at your console, boom, it powers up the box, okay? So from there you just plug your computer in and away you go. Now why is this important? Well, let me break something to you. Computers are not made for audio. Computers are designed for crunching numbers. So what we do is we use computers for video and audio because they're cool, they're cost effective, they do amazing things. But the truth of the matter is they're never really optimized for audio, where audio gear is designed for audio. So what you need to do is you need to take that computer and make it work better. And anybody that does professional audio, that's toured with a band, and everyone today, they all have computers, they have iPods, all this kind of stuff. By the way, you can plug an iPod or anything into this guy too. CD player, it'll all work. We just use a computer because that's the most common thing today when you see bands touring. So they take that computer, they plug it in, boom, away they go, and what do you get? Buzz and hum problems, you get noise problems. Computers are notoriously bad. They're the worst problem offender in big concert touring. And the problem is when you get noise and you get distortion, that means it takes a long time to troubleshoot. And if you've got to troubleshoot, that also means you don't get to the food truck. So you really want to get to the food truck, okay? That's what this is all about. Now, let's take a little closer look at what goes on. I mentioned inside this guy here, you've got transformers and then you have active circuitry. So it's a combination of both, kind of like a passive transformer and an active transformer all in one with 2 channels. So it's a pretty cool box. This kind of signifies what's inside the JPC, okay? So the signal from the computer goes into a transformer, then through a buffer to the amplifier. Now why does this matter? Well, the first thing, transformers are really cool. What they do is they eliminate the connection from the input to the output of the transformer, so primary and secondary, and they use a magnetic bridge. So in other words, there's no physical connection from the input to the output. What that does is that eliminates a bunch of problems, most of which it eliminates DC from traveling around. And here's the problem. This computer that might have DC, what's called DC offsets or noise, will go into this mixer. This might have, let's say, a 24 volt reference to ground. The computer might have an 8 volt or 10 volt reference to ground. These things connect together. Next thing you know, you got noise problems. By putting a transformer in line, we eliminate the DC from traveling between the 2 boxes. Boom, the problem goes away. The other benefit with a transformer is that, and I've kind of done it here in green, you've got ground loop issues. In other words, this computer is connected to a power supply at this point, and then you've got a ground potential that might be different at another point. These two devices are ultimately connected via the electrical system. So they're connected by the audio system on audio ground, and they're connected via the electrical system on electrical ground. Because you have both of those, you have a serious problem called a ground loop. Get rid of the ground loop, easy. Use a transformer. Transformers stop that signal from running around. Next thing is noise caused from lighting systems, from the PA system itself. You gotta remember, this computer is not immune to that noise. So what we do is by having a buffer here, so this is an amplifier. An amplifier works like this. Signal goes in, it goes out. You'll notice this triangle shape, it's a direction. That tells you that sound only goes in one way. All right? To bring it back in, you actually have to bring it through. That's what this negative loop is. It takes the signal and brings it back through. It still only goes one way. Amplifiers only work one way. That stops sound or DC, AC from coming back this way into the computer, which causes problems, disruption, and noise. So the JPC is designed by having two different types of circuits within the DI box itself. It solves the problem, gets rid of the noise problems. So JPC, it's really, really cool. It's designed for any kind of signal, like a CD player, iPod, computer, whatever it is. You run it right into your mixing console, you plug it in, it's plug and play easy. There's all kinds of connectors on it. It just works. Lots of them out there. I mean, everybody from Sting to I don't know who is using these things. I know you'll love it. Radial Engineering.